All right, welcome back. We're here with part two for chapter five. I know I promised you all that I would break it up so it wouldn't be so long. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to where we left off here so you can see what we got going on here. So we stopped at the vacuum cleaner system. So when you put the vacuum cleaner on, it's a backpack type of system. So you have to be aware that it's behind you because a lot of times when you move throughout a facility, there's a lot of delicate things. Could be furniture, vases, trophy cases, things like that, and you might turn and bump, and the next thing you know, you break something. So when you have the vacuum on, just make sure you're aware that it is behind you. So you put each arm in the strap one by one, like you're picking up a backpack. Fasten all the belts so they're snug around your waist. Your shoulder straps should be just slightly loose, about a finger, two fingers up under that strap. You should have room for, and no weight on your shoulders, so your hips should be basically carrying all of the weight load right here. The cord has a loop extension that you can kind of wrap the cord through. As you can see in this picture, it's not really clear, but it protects you and keeps the cord on one side so you don't trip over it. But once you get that all looped around, then you connect the power supply cord to the extension cord, and then you go ahead and plug the extension cord into the power source and turn the vacuum cleaner on. And that is that. Pretty straightforward. Um, there's a correct way for it to sit. Like I said, the hip should be basically supporting most of the weight. And it's important to connect all the belts because if you don't, then you can have an unbalanced system and you can actually lose the vacuum cleaner or drop it and damage it. So you can see here the two finger, he's got about that much of a leeway or play inside of the shoulder strap. So it's snug, but it's not super snug. The do's and don'ts of vacuum safety are you definitely don't want to vacuum any wet surface at all. Uh, don't block any walkways with the cord. Try not to move quickly around wall corners with the cord because you can snag and catch yourself. Try not to bump into things and knock things over because, like I said, it's behind you. So a lot of times you're not really aware of, what can be around you, and you can easily knock things over. But you do want to snugly fasten the belts. Keep the cord on one side of your body, and before you start to vacuum any type of area, pick up the loose debris before you begin. Okay. When you use the vacuum cleaner system, it's easiest and most effective to vacuum in a W pattern. That means you're going up. Let's see if I can do this like here. Up, up, up like that. So you're just kind of filling in the spaces. When you reach the edge, you just vacuum the edge and you use the heel to toe kind of rocking back and forth motion because that's going to help you to work faster and it also keeps your body in the right position, surprisingly. When you're in a facility and you need to remove spots, there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. As you can see, this is a spot brush right here. It's on wheels. It has two different sides for it. So the way you work it is you can encapsulate these spots by having the following kit: a microfiber towel, your backpack system vacuum cleaner. This solution is called a crystal spot solution. So it breaks up a stain right here, makes it easier to remove. The manual carpet roamer brush is this piece right here that you see. And then if it's a biohazard, bodily fluid or urine or something like that, then you want to have a biohazard bag just in case to dispose of the biohazardous material. Your vacuum cleaner needs maintenance as well. So when your vacuum filters get dirty, the airflow and suction will lose their strength, just like anything else. There's stuff blocking it, so it can't work effectively, and it's not going to clean as well. So you want to refer to your user's manual for the maintenance procedure. You can see here when to clean. So monthly, you want to wash the cloth bags. You want to disinfect and wipe weekly the inside of the vacuum cleaner. That's going to help to reduce the odors or eliminate the odors. The intercept microfilter on the inside, that's something you want to do every day. The micro cloth filter is once a week. The exhaust filter, because there's many filters on this vacuum cleaner, is once a month, and then you have a filter up at the top on the dome that you clean. I'm sorry, you replace it every 6 months, so twice a year. All right. Cleaning tasks. So service plans offer different services for different customers depending on their needs. So each facility has a unique cleaning need. The child care might be removal of additional trash. Healthcare could be cleaning the exam tables. Fitness could be wiping down the fitness equipment, especially now. That's something that's very important. And in a restaurant facility, that can be cleaning the tables and the chairs on a day-to-day basis. What is a general office is a great question. So a general office is any area that has desks, offices, conference rooms, restrooms, kitchen areas, storage areas, lobbies, or general office environment. There are four sets of cleaning tasks that must be performed in most general offices. That's going to be your dusting and disinfecting. As you can see, our Core 4 process covers all of those. Carpet and floor care is covered by the no-dip mop bucket system on a hard floor and the HEPA backpack on the carpets. The Core 4 incorporates everything in the restroom, from the disinfectant to the microfiber towels to the mop system, and possibly the vacuum if you're doing high dusting in the bathroom. And then trash removal, the same thing, hospital grade disinfectant and microfiber. So each one of these touches on some aspect of the Core 4 process, which is really strong. So now we're on dusting and disinfecting. This is pretty straightforward, but I'll go ahead and kind of go through it. So when you're dusting, you thoroughly dust and clean accessibly horizontal and vertical surfaces, fixtures, and office furniture using your disinfectant and your microfiber towel. You can spray it directly, your disinfectant, right on the microfiber towel, or you can pre-moisten the towel already. And then you basically just wipe from side to side and end to end. If it's a large area, say like this here, you can box it in by going and filling the outside first, like this, and then coming in and just doing everything in between so you don't miss any surface, okay? If it's a real wood surface, and you should know this, depending on, when you look at it, you can tell by the grain typically that this is real, it's denser, you can see that it's wood. You don't use any type of hospital grade disinfectant on it because it can actually damage the wood surface, and that can be expensive. So keep that in mind. And even on some laminates, you have to be careful because if the chemical is not mixed properly, it can be too strong and it can still damage the surface. So make sure you got the right mixture at all times. When you damp wipe or disinfect surfaces and you're doing a spot clean, it's the same process. You moisten, pre-moisten, or spray it on your towel, and then just wipe whatever is visible. If you have vertical or horizontal blinds, you just go against whatever the grain is when you clean it, using either your microfiber towel or a brush attachment for your HEPA backpack. Okay, so if the blinds are like this, where they are horizontal, then you're going to clean them vertically, and vice versa. If it's the other way, if it's vertical, then you clean it horizontally. Once you clean one side, you just flip it to the other side so you can clean the other side, right? Because people will look, they will. When you do hot spots, and this is very popular right now at special services because some people want this done just to feel safer in their environment. We use the same tools, the hospital grade disinfectant, the color coded microfiber towel. Spray it right on the towel or pre-moisten the towels, and you wipe everything like your doorknobs, the light plates, your push plates on the doors, your kick plates on your doors, your railings, and etc. Whatever you think people would touch with their hands on a day-to-day basis. You can high dust or low dust with either your backpack system, with your brush attachment, or you can use the mop with a dry mop attachment here, and then you can clean anything from your light fixtures to uh, but when you do that, make sure you turn the lights off. You want to make sure you got a cool surface when you're using that, okay? If the soil is caked onto the surface, then you want to wipe with a disinfectant and color-coded microfiber towel first, okay? So either you can use your backpack system with the brush attachment, or you can use your dust mop. When you're cleaning the glass internally, and it's a big glass, we actually have a extension. It's called the Unger Speed Clean Indoor Window Kit, and you can take that thing. It's telescopic and it can stretch you out about 12 feet, and you can actually clean big glasses like this in a restroom or some other area. You spray the glass cleaner lightly onto the pad, which is here, and then you're going to use an overlapping stroke so you don't miss a spot, right? And it doesn't show like a streak when you do it that way. You can spray it the pad as needed when it starts to dry, because if it's dry, you're basically not cleaning anything, okay? And then you repeat this process on the other side of the glass. When you're cleaning internal glass or mirrors, basically the same setup. You're going to use glass cleaner and a towel, spray it on the towel or pre-moisten the towel, and then just wipe whatever you see, the smudges and the spots that you see on the inside and the exterior of the glass. So repeat on the other side. The fine details are right here, which a lot of customers pay close attention to, and we may not think about it, but they do. The base of a chair. So you take the same towels, microfiber, and you can use either that or your backpack system. You can use a crevice tool and kind of get in between and knock the dust off of here, or you can do like this guy: take your towel, pre-moisten it, or spray your towel, and then just kind of wipe the base of the chair and remove all the visible soil and spots, because a lot of people overlook that section. And some people cleaning, if they had cleaning companies before and they notice that and you come in and do it, then you're just one step ahead of everybody else at that point. That's really good. You want to damp wipe your disinfectant drinking fountains and water coolers using the same hospital grade disinfectant and the appropriate color coded microfiber towel, which would be blue, I believe, in this section. I mean, if you're using a water fountain. Um, Once you get finished, though, you want to take a dry towel and wipe the streaks, because it's stainless steel or any type of porcelain. Sometimes it will show dry spots if you don't wipe it down first. It'll show water spots. So you can clean it and it may not even look clean. You can damp wipe and disinfect telephones. This is very important because telephones, as you know, they can hold 20,000 germs on the surfaces. That's where people touch uh, consistently over a day-to-day basis. You use your hospital grade disinfectant, your same microfiber towel. You can use your backpack if you want to dust, like kind of get the dust off of it. But same thing, just clean the phone base and then clean the receiver as well. Your microwaves are something that you want to disinfect and kind of brush all the dirt and debris from the inside out, knock it out to the floor first. And then once you're finished with that, then you wipe the outside with the microfiber, and you may need to um, dry clean this as well so you can remove any spots or smudges. When you're cleaning your disinfecting your counters and tables and sink, the same process. You know, disinfect with your towel, or you can use your vacuum cleaner maybe on some low spots to get some dust out. Spray it on the whole on your towel or pre-moisten your towel. Like I said, if it's a large area, you can box it out and then fill it in. But make sure to wipe the sink around the faucet and the handles, and then use a dry towel to polish the faucet handles so you don't get those watermarks, like we said. The refrigerator, we're only responsible for cleaning the exterior of a fridge. So we're going to clean every surface on the outside of the fridge, and then especially pay attention to the inside. This is where the germs would most likely harbor, because people touch that with their hands. So the back side of it is something you want to kind of clean the whole thing with your pre-moisten, or if you want to spray it directly on the towel, that's fine. So any visible fingerprint splashes or any soil. Um, but if it's the inside of a fridge, then that is a special service unless it's already incorporated or included into the work scope, and you would know this beforehand, okay? But only the exterior we're responsible for. So floor care is a combination of things. So if you're doing a hard floor, of course, we're going to use a no dip mop system with a self-dispensing bucket. Before you start any job, you want to make sure you put the floor signs before and at the end. So at the beginning and the end, and then start mopping at the back of the room and try to work your way to the front. Put your bucket where you want to start. Open up that spigot, roll it out. Roll out the bucket about 20 feet and lay that bead in that pattern, that straight line. Close the spigot, and then you're going to mop in that figure eight motion through that line. If you're damp mopping a hard floor surface doing spot cleaning, it's exactly that. You're going to go ahead and take that mop, which is probably already pre-soaked, hopefully, or you're going to spray maybe the solution just in that small section, and make sure you still use your mop signs because it's still a wet floor at the beginning and the end of your job, and you're going to look for the soil areas such as spills, splashes, and dirt. Mopping that figure-8 pattern, allow it to dry with the sign still there, and then you move to the next spot and you do the same thing for safety. That's a safety precaution. Wall-to-wall vacuuming requires you to use your backpack system. The Sidewinder tool is the easiest way because it allows you to move very quickly. You move in the same W pattern in a side-to-side motion. Vacuum the edges of the walls, the desk, and the other objects. You want to make sure you pay attention to behind the doors, under the tables or the cubicles, the chairs and the desks, because those are the sections that a lot of people miss. Keep your motion or your position with the heel to toe because it's going to allow you to work faster and it's going to keep your body in that right position. Okay, so you're doing wall-to-wall vacuuming, dust mopping the hard floor surface. You can vacuum a hard floor surface as well using your lobby broom and your dustpan or your HEPA backpack. Um, if it's something really large, make sure you picked it up first. If the floor is dry, you can use your backpack system, but just make sure you have the right attachment so you don't scratch the floor. You can use the same W pattern like you do and make sure you vacuum behind the doors, under the tables and chairs, and the floors and the window sills. Make sure you vacuum the edges, the walls, the desks, or other objects as well, and use a heel to toe motion. If the floor is wet, then you want to use a dry mop to dry or dust mop the floor. Don't use your vacuum for that because you can damage the vacuum and you can hurt yourself. You might risk electrocution. Spot cleaning is pretty self-explanatory. Wherever you see dirt, crumbs, scraps of paper, other little messes, you just vacuum in the same W pattern with your backpack system. When you're removing carpet spots, remember that you typically can remove spots 3 inches in diameter using the crystal spotter solution that we talked about, your color-coded microfiber towel, your brush, and possibly your backpack system if you need to vacuum it up some dirt to allow it to dry. If wet, you want to blot the spot with the microfiber towel first. If dry, vacuum to remove the soil first. Then you spray the solution on about 6 inches close to the spot. Agitate the spot with your manual carpet brush. It's got the little brush on the end of the stick. And then vacuum when dry or at the next scheduled surface. So remember, spots can potentially be removed, but a stain is forever. It's permanent. It has altered the chemistry or the state of the fibers of the carpet. So in your trash removal, you're going to use your disinfectant and your towels. You should have your PPE, your personal protection equipment, like your glasses and your gloves, in when you take the trash out, because something can splash in your eye and something can get on your hands. Get your trash barrel on wheels or your trash caddy, garbage bags, and trash liners together, and put everything that you need inside the barrel before you start. So always wear your gloves, as you can see here, and never push down on the trash can. The reason why we say that is you never know what's inside a trash can. People put all type of stuff in there, and you can risk expose yourself to a needle, glass, any type of sharp object. So we never push down on it. I know that's something that we probably don't do at home because we kind of trust what we put in there. But even then, you never know. So we just get in the habit of not pushing it down, not compressing trash. Just close it up as best as you can. Okay. And then we don't drag it. So we never take a bag out, set it on the floor for any reason, because once you do that and you start to move and drag it, then you can spill. And if you spill, it can get on the floor and damage the floor. And now you're doing twice the work. So determine the best route when you're getting ready to take out the trash so you know where you're going and you don't miss anything. Pick up all your loose trash first Empty the trash and wipe the trash can clean, then replace the liners and put the trash can back in its starting position. Take the trash to the designated disposal area when it's time or appropriate. So when you determine the best route, uh, know where all the cans are before you start. So you don't miss one. Decide which way is the most efficient way to go to get you like start to finish, and then you end up at the trash receptacle. Take the trash barrel on wheels with you while you're removing the trash. Pick up all your loose trash first. If it's too big to vacuum, then you should pick it up because we shouldn't risk damaging the vacuum trying to pick up something like a marble, right? Uh, so the definition of trash is typically it's in a trash can or it's in an area designated specifically for trash or is clearly labeled as trash. Doesn't mean it's trash though. That's something you gotta use your own discretion. But typically that should be trash. Which brings me to this section. So valuables and trash. Uh, usually unmistakable. Uh, usually mistakenly thrown away. You'll see things like telephones. You'll see things like watches, wallets, all type of stuff, and you're like, is that trash? So if you see something like that, retrieve it from the trash. Of course, put your gloves on. Put it where your customer can easily see it, maybe right on the desk where it was located. Then make a note in your coverall logbook stating exactly what it was, where you found it. So if you're in doubt, don't throw it away. Just err on the side of caution that somebody might have made a mistake. And if it is trash, they'll throw it away. If not, then they'll thank you and be happy. But by you documenting that you found something like that is basically you're off the hook. You should be off the hook at that point because you let them know. Same thing. You find money, the same thing. You want to take the money and do the same thing. Don't fall for the $20 on the floor trick because people do it just to see who's working in their building sometime, what kind of people they have. So if you find anything that's valuable, it's not for you. It belongs to the customer. It's just like if you go in somebody's house, you're inviting their house and you find $20 on the floor, that's not your $20 unless you drop $20 and you saw yourself drop $20, right? That's just how you should be because we don't want to have any type of problems where you lose a $1,500 account for $20. So empty trash, wipe the trash clean, and then you replace the trash can liners. Keep the bag away from your body when you lift it up, just like this, so it doesn't spill on you. Put the bag directly into the trash can once you get finished, or the trash barrel on wheels. If it doesn't have a trash liner, then you take the whole thing, pick it up, and dump it into the trash dolly. Spot wipe the outside of the trash can if needed, as you can see, and the inside if needed, and then you put in a new trash liner, just like that. When you get finished, you should put the trash back where it originated from or the starting position so they know it has been serviced. After that, once you got collected all the trash, then what you do is you take the trash to the designated area. It could be inside or outside. You may have to go several times just depending on the frequency of your clean. So if you're cleaning it one time a week, then it might be a possibility that you don't have to, well, you might go a little bit more. I don't say. All right, people, I apologize about that interruption, but we're back. Let's go back to where we were here, and I will share my screen with you again. So you may have to empty the trash several times. That's what I was saying. I apologize. So if there's the frequency is less, then of course more trash is going to accumulate. So you might have to make more trips to the dumpster. But if you're cleaning it on a day-to-day basis, then you might not pick up so much trash, and you may only need to go, one time versus several times, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, we are here. So in your starter kit, what you're going to get from us, several different things to make up your cleaning equipment selection. So you're going to get disinfectant with spray bottles, the triggers for the spray bottles, labels for your bottles and your chemical solutions, the safety data sheets for your solutions, the encapsulation carpet spotting kit is included. Also, they have a body fluid disposal kit. It's like a portable biohazard kit is included. You get a lobby broom with the dustpan on the stick. You also get rubber gloves, some eye protection, and 2 wet floor signs. You may need more wet floor signs, but just like I said, it's a starter kit. You get a scratchless bowl brush. Also, you get the big round trash barrel on wheels caddy with the apron to match it to hold your things. Also, a window squeegee with a handle. That's a very useful tool, and a window scrubber. But other than that, I believe that is it. We have covered everything for part 2 of this chapter 5. If you have, like I said, any questions about anything that we've gone over, feel free to write them down and we will definitely discuss them in person. But thanks again for watching this video, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next chapter. Thank you.